and force many Nigerians into expensive private hospitals. So government needs nothing more than dialogue before the ultimatum expires, because strikes often hurt patients more than policymakers. And so, because healthcare is an essential service, government and doctors must always find a common ground before industrial actions becomes inevitable. So that's my take.
All right, thank you for keeping it short, because it's going to be a very pacey session. Let's take you to the next story, where the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission says Nigerians may be facing consumer exploitation in the downstream petroleum sector. Some people are saying better late than never, but others are saying, why did it take the regulator so long to discover that this has become the norm in Nigeria? I mean, they cited the fact that there's been a drop in global oil prices, but that has not been reflected in the petroleum sector in Nigeria. And they are saying, okay, we will look into this. What do you make of this whole revelation and the reaction of the regulator to it?
Okay, so let me start by saying that global food prices have dropped generally across the world, not only in Nigeria, that has dropped across the world, but local prices have not reflected the reduction, majorly in Nigeria and in our market. So possible reasons include exchange rate pressures, logistics cost, taxes, existing stock purchased at higher prices, and market competition. So the FCCP's concern is whether marketers are engaging in unfair pricing. And so marketers may have genuine operating costs. However, if global costs fall significantly, consumers expect its corresponding reductions. And this is what we are not getting. So what Nigerians deserve transparency in fuel pricing. So consumers understand why prices remain high. If we are not being transparent, how will consumers understand why prices remain high? So I think that we should complain. So Nigerians just deserve transparency. They deserve to know what is actually going on.
Yeah, but that's the point. Now the FCCPC is saying that apparently there is consumer exploitation. But what should the FCCPC do as a consumer yourself? You said Nigerians should complain. Okay, so they've complained. This is not the first time it's happening. Prices will always go up in Nigeria, but they never come down. What do you expect the regulator like the FCCPC to do to ensure that this is nipped in the bud and that it doesn't become a tradition in Nigeria?
All right. Thanks for bringing up the issue again. Like I mentioned when I was rounding off the answer to the other question, I'm of the opinion that if there is a change in global price and the change in the global pricing is not reflecting here in Nigeria, all that we need to do is to come very transparent to consumers. Tell us, through those who are concerned, through the agencies, what is really happening. Now, while the global prices are reducing, the